All right. So thanks so much for joining me for this class on essential oils. I am going to pull up my screen actually. So housekeeping for these group coaching sessions, you can feel free to raise your hand with a comment or question during the presentation, but this will go onto, well, this part will go onto YouTube where I'm giving the lecture, quote unquote, or the presentation. And then at the end, if you'd like to hold your questions till then, I'm going to cut off the video recording for the YouTube portion. So if you want to share, go on video or ask a question, you can feel free to do that if you're more shy about being on YouTube. Otherwise, I'm creating a membership section to my website where you can go and watch all the recordings with all the Q&As, and I'm excited for that. So I think that's pretty much everything I need to cover. If you have any questions, you can bring them, think of them during the week, bring them for the group coaching session, and I'll be happy to do my best to answer them at the time. If not, you can always email me and I'll do my best to get back to you then. So let's get started on this essential oils presentation. It is Wednesday, March 11th, 2020. And I'm going to do a quick review of last week. I had done a PEMF presentation a couple weeks ago, but I was a little late getting the PowerPoint slides and the blog post up, so I'm going to review that now because I didn't review it in my previous presentation last week. So PEMF is pulse electromagnetic field therapy. Basically, you get pulses of energy into your body wherever you place them at that has the stimulation coming out of it. So it can help with so many different things. I have a friend I met who lives nearby. She used it to heal from osteoporosis, a torn tendon under her rotator cuff, which her doctor said could not be healed without surgery. It's the one tendon in the body that requires surgery, but she healed from it. She also had an immune deficiency, I believe, of some kind. I don't know exactly what it was, but she used her PEMF machine for that. And she has this awesome, like really expensive machine that NASA astronauts use when they go into space because with less gravity, they're more likely to get bone loss. So she has the real deal. Therefore, she healed very quickly and very completely. And so that's pretty cool. But other people have healed using PEMF from broken bones. Their healing goes more quickly. Healing from surgery goes more quickly. You can even use it to heal from cancer. There's a woman, Pilar Davila. She's a stage 4 ovarian cancer survivor, I believe. She believes very strongly in it. And I just found out recently after posting my blog post to my Facebook page that I have another friend who has, or he had lymphoma. He uses his PEMF machine every day, and he believes strongly that it helps with his healing as well. And then I want to share something. Sorry this wasn't that quick, but hopefully it's helpful and interesting to you. So my friend who had the lymphoma, he also shared about an experience with his wife's friend who could not sleep very well at night. So she used their PEMF machine. And let's see, so after one treatment to the back of the head using, while using the fall asleep setting, she fell asleep within 30 minutes maximum, sometimes within 15 minutes. She had tried the majority of the medications and supplements that would be recommended for insomnia, and none of them worked. But the PEMF machine behind her head while she was lying down has helped her several times. They were able to repeat the experiment, and it worked every time, at least 5 times over the past 6 months. So that's really awesome. I shared it with a friend who struggles with her sleep, and we'll see if she gets a PEMF machine. It would be cool to see if she does and if it helps at all. Alrighty. So another quick review session about HHV6, which is a human herpes virus from last week. So I was kind of going down a rabbit trail for a family member. we thought this might be a lead in an autoimmune disease. Turns out that it wasn't. It's not as big of a threat as I thought maybe it was, even for cancer, because viruses are implicated in some cancer cases. Either it's associated with the cancer, meaning it shows up at the same time as the cancer, or it's causative, a causative factor in cancer. So other viruses that can cause trouble and potentially lead to cancer include EBV, which is Epstein-Barr virus in lymphomas, HPV, which is human papilloma virus in cervical cancer. And then I quoted a study called Cancer is a Preventable Disease that requires major lifestyle changes by a Dr. Agarwal out of the MD Anderson Cancer Center. And he said that human papillomavirus, Epstein-Barr virus, Kaposi sarcoma associated herpes virus, human T lymphotropic virus 1, HIV, HBV, HCV are all associated with risks for cervical cancer, anogenital cancer, skin cancer, nasopharyngeal cancer, Burkitt's lymphoma, Hodgkin's lymphoma, Kaposi sarcoma, adult T-cell leukemia, B-cell lymphoma, and liver cancer. So basically, there are a variety of viruses that may cause many different types of cancer, but you can get rid of viruses through herbal remedies like artemisinin, Novarin, garlic, even, and essential oils, and then there are conventional medications as well. But with essential oils being one of the last potential therapeutic options, let's dive more into that now. Good transition. So some background about essential oils. Essential oils, well, not really the way that we use them today, but essential extracts or extracts of certain foods or plants were used in biblical times. So thousands of years ago, extracts from plants such as aloe, cassia, cedarwood, cypress, frankincense, galbanum, hyssop, myrtle, onycha, rose of Sharon, and spikenard. They were used as fragrances for anointing, as incense to be eaten in some cases. They're used as gifts for burial preparations, potentially as currency, part of ritual cleansing, and then they were also seen as symbols of different things like abundance, security, stability, provision, and more. And you can find out more information from that from Dr. Eric Zielinski. He is probably the #1 resource in the world for essential oils. He even has a book on essential oils and cancer, which you can find if you go to his website, naturallivingfamily.com. He's spoken at the Truth About Cancer a few times. I had the pleasure and honor of meeting him at one of the Truth About Cancer events, and he seems very genuine and sincere, and we have some mutual friends. So going from biblical use of these extracts, it was actually only in the early 1900s that the process that is used today in the 2000s is when that was developed. So using steam distillation to get these extracts out of the plants, that's when it happened. So it's kind of relatively new using essential oils. So is there a good reason to use essential oils? Are they necessary? Should you spend the money on essential oils? Essential oils weren't really a part of my healing protocol when I had stage 4 melanoma, although I'm sure that they were kind of inadvertently used in my routine, probably in my shampoo and conditioner, even the soap, actually definitely the soap that I used. For example, Dr. Bronner's soap, which I use on my hands to wash my hands and in the shower, that includes essential oils. So it can be used as a natural fragrance. Replacing the chemical fragrances that are harmful can disrupt your hormones and do all sorts of terrible things to your body. So essential oils are actually really cool and can be used in everyday life. But besides using them as an ingredient in your body care products, how else can they be used? Well, you can use them. Actually, I'm going to go into this on the next slide, But, you know, a question is, can you just eat the plant itself and not get the essential oil out of it? But if you, let's take a lemon, for example, you want to get limonene or D-limonene from a lemon, you would have to eat the rind of the lemon, or you could juice it, which is kind of making my mouth feel sour right now. And it's not going to be in very high concentrations. But you can just take a drop of essential oil, a lemon essential oil, put it in your water, as I'll talk about in a bit, and you can get much more, um, for example, anti-cancer power from that, compared to eating a whole lemon. So it makes things easier. Um, they, be, I don't know exactly how many drops of oil you'll get in a bottle, but it is fairly cost effective depending how much you're using. So you could start small, just do like one bottle for a few months, or you could take multiple different essential oils. But yeah, like I said from the slide, essential oils can be in the rinds of the foods, or just in a food that's not really, or a substance, natural product that you wouldn't really take internally otherwise. Another important question, is it okay to take essential oils of a food that you're allergic to? Let's say you're allergic to lemons. You can take the essential oil of the lemons. Um, and I'll get more into that later about why. So how can you take essential oils? You can take them internally. They sell capsules that you can put drops of the essential oils directly into it and close the capsule and just swallow it with some water. For example, well, peppermint, I read, it can be used for um, something like irritable, irritable bowel syndrome, but it can also make it worse. So you want to do your research before you take anything internally. But you can also put it in water, as I just said before, with lemon. Makes my mouth water right now. I want to have some. You can also use it in cooking. And Dr. Zielinski has some recipes for cooking. He has, I think, 3 books on essential oils, how to use them. There's one for gastrointestinal relief. There's one for cooking, I believe, and then one for cancer. There may be another one also, but you can check out his website to find out. The most common way, I think, to use essential oils is topically. So you put it in a carrier oil. A popular one is fractionated coconut oil. That's what doTERRA uses for the most part. You can use jojoba oil. There was, I forget where I read it, but you could use olive oil, probably grapeseed oil, sesame seed oil. There are different ones that you can use for it. But kind of a funny, not funny story. So my grandma was in the hospital a few years ago around Mother's Day for C. diff and a C. diff infection, and she couldn't leave the hospital for a while. And my mom went to comfort her and just like hang out with her, and she gave her some lavender oil to help calm her down and make her just relax and feel good. And unfortunately, my mom didn't know about using carrier oils. So she just applied the lavender oil directly to my grandma's back. And my grandma ended up really sick. And my mom thought that she had basically killed her mom. So learn from that experience. Don't apply essential oils directly. They are very potent. They can cause tremendous irritation, and they are absorbed through the skin. So you don't want too much in too high of a concentration, but dilute it, dilute it, dilute it. Another way, in addition to internally and topically using essential oils, you can use it aromatically. So basically you can use a distiller, or sorry, not a distiller, a diffuser, where you put the drops of oils into a little machine that you plug into the wall, and it basically like poofs it into the air. And you can, those machines, they can be pretty inexpensive, probably like $10 or so, maybe $20 on Amazon, upwards to, I don't know, maybe like $50 or so, depending how fancy you get. And some of them you use water, or maybe all of them. You can use water to make it get spritzed up into the air, and it'll turn off after a certain amount of time if you ask it to, or program it to, or you can just turn it on and off manually. You can turn it on in the morning when you're getting ready for your day, or turn it on at night when you're getting ready to relax and go to sleep, or you could even use it at work to I guess boost your mood while you're working. Okay, so going back to the safety and allergies, for example, essential oils are generally very safe, and you can't technically be allergic in the food allergy sense because essential oils don't contain proteins, and proteins are the substances that your body can react to if you are sensitive or allergic to a certain food. Um, but you can have sensitivity reactions that feel similar to a food allergy reaction. You can go to the link there on doterra.com to read a little bit more about it. Basically, I'm saying the same thing. Usually it depends on the dose or the concentration of the oil, so you will have a stronger reaction if you have more of the oil applied, or it's less diluted in a carrier oil. So other than taking an oil, internally, aromatically, topically, you can just switch up the application process. Let's say you put it on your skin and it causes irritation, you can take it internally, which kind of makes me hesitant. I would talk to an essential oils expert before you do that, or do your own research before you do it. But just switching up the mode of application can eliminate the sensitivity. You can also, I think the best way to avoid any problem is to test it before you try it. So you can take 1 to 2 drops of your essential oil that you want to try out and put it in 3 to 6 drops of a carrier oil into, and rub it onto an area that people aren't going to see if you're worried about, if you want to use on your face, breaking out into a rash and like, not wanting to go out in public. Or so you could put it like on your inner arm or on your thigh, or even your foot, to just wait and see if you have any reaction to it. Things to look out for are itching, redness, swelling, and pain. Okay, so now some really cool, exciting things about essential oils and how we know that they are not just like quack science, a quack remedy, but something that is actually powerful and effective and does something in the body. So there's this woman, Allison, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, so I'll just leave it at Allison. So she had a benign brain tumor. She was interviewed by The Truth About Cancer, but she actually didn't have cancer. Her brain tumor was benign, so it wasn't cancerous. But you can go to her website and read about her story. I checked it out yesterday. She took a bunch of essential oils, and she has a protocol for anyone who wants to follow the same thing that she did, with several different oils. Like, the protocol is on her website. You can, if you want, you can buy the oils through her and then do a consultation with her. Then so besides brain tumors, let's get into, actually, I'm going to leave the basal cell for last. Skip down to the 3rd bullet point, and essential oils have been helpful in generalized anxiety disorder. So using lavender essential oil was actually more effective than prescription drugs for anxiety. What? That's awesome. So awesome. So if you have anxiety, before if you're watching this, you're probably gonna think this anyway, but maybe someone they have anxiety, you think they might want to try a drug. Maybe have them look into this and try essential oils first, like lavender. So there was a meta-analysis, which is like a study of studies, which found, I think they found like over 500 people who took lavender essential oil in a capsule form called Selexin, and it performed better than the drugs paroxetine and lorazepam. And you can check out that study there at that link. There's another condition called alopecia areata, which is patchy hair loss. In a study of, there were 43 people who received the treatment, the mixture of essential oils. 19 out of 43 people in that who got the treatment, the essential oils, they showed a significant improvement, whereas 6 out of 41 people who did not receive the essential oils showed significant improvement. So if you compare 19 versus 6, that is a significant improvement. Using a mixture of thyme, rosemary, lavender, and cedarwood in a couple carrier oils, and they massaged it onto their scalp. So who would have thought? I never would have thought that essential oils could help you regrow your hair, but it can. So that's really just like, I'm just having a ton of fun finding this information. I don't know about you. I hope it's cool for you too. So going back up to the second bullet point, it just gets better because you can use essential oils to help heal from cancer too. Cancer, like essential oils, cancer, it can help. So basal cell carcinoma was alleviated or reversed in using thyme and frankincense oil. So there's Cancer Compass Alternate Route has this healing testimonial. Cancer Compass Alternate Route is a resource that I refer to regularly when I'm looking for healing stories, and they have this one basal cell carcinoma story. Someone took 3 drops. Oh, it was basal cell on the hand. So it was a spot like this big. You can see the picture on the website. It looked painful and like really, I don't know, irritable. So the person used 3 drops of thyme. Oh, here's the olive oil scenario. 3 drops of thyme with olive oil, 2 to 3 times per day for 6 weeks, and covering with a bandage to keep it moist. And you could see in the photos that it was healing, but then the person switched to frankincense oil and started drinking alkaline water, which I don't really recommend drinking alkaline water. I recommend trying to reach a more balanced state through foods and other things. But so the person then used frankincense oil, 3 drops in the carrier oil 3 times per day. And that seemed to be even more healing. I don't know if it would have, it seems that it brought up new areas of the basal cell carcinoma from under the skin and healed it from that. So thyme and frankincense appeared to heal this basal cell carcinoma. I don't know how repeatable that would be, but at least it's one example of healing cancer with essential oils. So here's more. Let's see. I searched for squamous cell carcinoma in PubMed for a friend, and there were over 30 results that came up. I didn't go into specific details on those studies, but various oils came up in association with it, including thyme, cinnamon, and tea tree oil. So if you have, sorry, I'm gonna just crack my back for a sec. So if you have cancer and you want to use essential oils to heal from your cancer, or just as another method, because they smell so good, who wouldn't want to use them? You can search for your type of cancer and the words essential oil. Or you can search your type of cancer, essential oil, and remission. Like that was another search term that I was using a little bit earlier, like remission and essential oil. So that's how I found some of those other, like the alopecia and what was it? The anxiety. Just search essential oil and remission or healing, something like that, and you'll find some cool stories. But anyway, going back to the cancer, search your cancer and essential oils. So the second bullet point, copaiba was used, and it showed anti-cancer activity in vivo, meaning in the body, and in vitro, meaning in the petri dish. Okay, so copaiba reduced the tumor growth by 58% and tumor weight by 76%. And then at the same dose, the copaiba reduced the number of lung nodules by 47%. Our results show that the copaiba and its fractions have tumoricidal, meaning tumor cell killing activity in the melanoma cell line in both models, in the body and in the dish. Another type of cancer, mammary cancer, this wasn't in humans, but it was in rats. So limonene caused the complete regression of the majority of advanced rat mammary cancer when the limonene was added to the diet. And limonene is found in different citrus fruits. Actually, the #1 source of limonene is not lemon, but actually orange. So you can go back to Dr. Zielinski's link and learn more about, or search on his website, essential oils and cancer, and you'll find the top. There were several, or look in his book. I'll give you the link for the book at the end of the presentation, for all the top anti-cancer essential oils. So another study showed that tea tree oil in mice caused regression of mesothelioma and significantly halted the growth of melanoma, which is really awesome. I don't know the exact, concentrations and things like that, but tea tree oil is apparently anti-cancer. So not just treating cancer directly with the essential oils is a possibility. You can also use it in conjunction with other treatments like surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation. So in the example of androgen-independent prostate cancer, D-limonene made the cancer cells more sensitive to paclitaxel and docetaxel. Or actually it was just docetaxel. So if you go to the bottom point, so it also generated reactive oxygen species. So sometimes reactive oxygen species can cause a favorable effect of actually killing, like they can cause damage, but when you damage the cancer cells, that's a good thing. And it also induced apoptosis, which is programmed cell death. So that's pretty cool. And so there's this article called Anti-Cancer Properties of Essential Oils and Other Natural Products where I got this information. And there was another example of where it improved the efficacy of docetaxel in another study. So that study, you can find a bunch of other studies there. Okay, so for treatment side effects, you can also use essential oils to decrease side effects from treatments like surgery. Lavender for wound healing may promote collagen synthesis. So collagen gets like when you cut the skin, you're breaking apart a bunch of your cells, and collagen helps to keep cells together. But when you're healing, you need this reformation of the collagen and the structure of the cells in your skin. So lavender helps to promote the synthesis of collagen to help restructure and strengthen the skin there, and contract the wound so to pull it tighter and make it heal and be strong. So that's really cool. And then it also can reduce redness in post-pregnancy incisions. So here's another study showing the advantages of lavender essential oil after an episio, I don't know how to pronounce that, but basically where the baby's coming out, but they make an incision to make the baby come out easier. So also, Leukopenia is a very common problem in people who get chemotherapy. It's the reduction of white blood cell counts because chemotherapy um, it kills both cancer cells and normal healthy cells, including your immune cells. So you get a reduction in your white blood cell count with chemotherapy, and that makes you more susceptible to infection and sickness. So um, lavender actually reduced leukopenia, meaning it increased the white blood cell count in mice treated with 5-FU, which is a common chemotherapeutic agent. It also reduced oral mucositis, which is basically like sores and soreness in the throat or the mouth in hamsters who were treated with 5-FU. And this was using Pistachia atlantica or bene or bean essential oil. So essential oils can also help with healing your sensitive cells, the mucosa inside your body. So that was really cool for me to find that. Also, I just have a little case example of a superstar essential oil of curcumin, and there are actually several different types of curcumin essential oils, but this one is Zedoary curcumin essential oil from this study called Chemical Composition and Biological Activities of Essential Oils of Curcuma species. And so this Zedoary essential oil in a combination with paclitaxel, which is a drug, synergistically, meaning works together to enhance the anti-tumor activity and increase the apoptosis or cell death of human ovarian cancer. So you can use this curcumin oil with chemotherapy to kill ovarian cancer cells. It also, and this like goes through like 10 different studies right here, how it helps to kill cancer. It also inhibited the growth of human lung cancer cells. It inhibited angiogenesis, which is the growth of blood vessels, both in vitro and in vivo, which resulted in tumor inhibition, so the tumor stopped growing. It also strongly inhibits vascular endothelial growth factor, which is also plays a role in angiogenesis, the growth of new blood vessels, and the metastasis of cancer. In rodent experiments, it showed anti-tumor action in hepatoma transplanted rats. So hepatoma, that's your liver. In addition, it has been used in China actually as a treatment clinically for treating hepatic carcinoma, so liver cancer. It's also used for treating other things besides cancer, like gynecological inflammation and tumors. It's also known for its hypoglycemic effect. So if you have high blood sugar, you can take it and have reduced blood sugar. So maybe even for managing diabetes, you get that as a bonus when you're using it to heal from cancer. So that's a bit of the science and the evidence for the healing power of essential oils. I'm so glad that I found this information, and I hope that it's encouraging to you to know that there are so many tools that you can use to heal your body and even your mind. And so maybe one of your next questions is, which brand is the best to use? I haven't been super picky about the brands that I've used, whether I've gotten them as gifts or whatever. So I've used, there's a local brand, I can't remember the name of it, but I believe it was organic. I've used Garden of Life. I've even used organics, which I wouldn't recommend. They're not really pure. But if you have it and you're okay with your health, then maybe it's okay to use too. Young Living is popular. Young Living consultants are really passionate about it. I don't really have anything negative to say about their essential oils, although I don't know 100% of their potency and purity and really the quality. but I do believe that the best that I've found so far, I believe Dr. Eric Zielinski will not recommend a certain brand because he doesn't want to get involved in that. But um, I I have a friend who's a doTERRA consultant, and she said she went searching to find out what was wrong about doTERRA, and she couldn't find anything. They are the founders are Christians. They visit the people who they're working with who grow the plants and make the oils. They give back to the communities where they make them. And I mean, I'm not, I don't always go 100%, down the investigation trail for things. For me, I feel comfortable enough to use doTERRA essential oils to say that they are most likely the best out there. Um, we ordered them for a close family member who's going through a really difficult situation right now, health-wise. So I would recommend them for myself, my family, and others. Um, where you can get them, there are doTERRA. I don't know if you have to order through a consultant to get them online. I probably not. Um, if you want to work with someone locally or someone you know, that would be great. I signed up as a consultant to get the wholesale price, so if you want to order through me, you can. If not, that's totally cool. Um, but also, more about selecting the brands. Potency and purity are important. I was watching a video with the doctor, I think his name is Dr. Hill, who works for doTERRA, and the video wasn't about purity and potency in particular. It was actually about copaiba and how it's similar to CBD oil. But he mentioned how the purity and the potency are the most important part of an essential oil, because with the purity, some essential oils can be like half the pure essential oil and half a filler. So you're only getting half of the dose of the oil that you think you're getting. So you're not going to get as many benefits from it. So the potency and purity are intertwined, but it's up to you what you want to buy, and it's up to you, with your resources, what you can afford. So that's about that. Again, resources. The book is called The Truth About Essential Oils and Cancer by Dr. Eric Zielinski. You can go to the Amazon link there, or use PubMed. PubMed was one of my main resources in putting together this presentation. There are thousands of studies on essential oils on there, and you can find specific, information specific to any condition that you might be interested in using the oils for. So that is it, and I hope that was helpful to you. I forgot to put in the slides for the questions, but for anyone not here live, thank you so much for joining us, for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful, and if you have any questions, you can leave a comment below, or you can email me at contact@baileyofbryan.com. If you like the video, please like it, click and give it a like, share it with someone, and let's spread good news about cancer.